Drawing a line in the sand, can UN conference's two-state solution end Israel-Palestine conflict? A United Nations conference has advocated for a two-state solution between Israelis and Palestinians. France and Saudi Arabia have led this initiative, laying out the parameters for a Palestinian state. UN Chief Antonio Guterres has described the two-state solution as the only realistic, just, and sustainable solution for peace in the Middle East. The 7-page New York Declaration outlines a phased plan to end not only the war in Gaza but also the 8-decade conflict between Israel and Palestine. The plan aims to culminate in an independent, demilitarized Palestine that peacefully coexists with Israel and integrates into the wider Middle East region. High-level representatives at the UN conference have urged Israel to commit to establishing a Palestinian state. According to the declaration, the co-chairs, France and Saudi Arabia, the European Union, the Arab League, and 15 countries leading the working groups have agreed to take collective action to end the war in Gaza. The meeting comes at a time when reports indicate severe starvation and famine plaguing Gaza, exacerbated by Israeli policies and practices, a claim repeatedly denied by Israel. The conference was postponed from June and downgraded from world leaders to ministers. For the first time, the conference has established 8 high-level working groups to examine and make proposals on various topics related to a two-state solution. The declaration condemns Israeli attacks on civilians and civilian infrastructure in Gaza, highlighting the siege and starvation that have caused a devastating humanitarian crisis. It also reports that Israel's ongoing offensive against Hamas has resulted in over 60,000 Palestinian deaths. The conference plan envisions the Palestinian Authority governing and controlling all Palestinian territory, supported by a transitional administrative committee established after a ceasefire in Gaza. It also advocates for the deployment of a temporary international stabilization mission under UN auspices to protect Palestinian civilians, support the transfer of security to the Palestinian Authority, and provide security guarantees for both Palestine and Israel. Monitoring the ceasefire and future peace agreements will be a priority. Without directly naming Israel, the document criticizes illegal unilateral actions that threaten the realization of an independent Palestinian state. This comes amid reports of Tel Aviv's plans to annex the West Bank. The New York Declaration also condemns the attacks committed by Hamas against civilians in southern Israel on October 7, 2023. The first condemnation of Hamas by Arab nations. These attacks resulted in the deaths of about 1,200 civilians, mostly Israelis, and the taking of 250 hostages, 50 of whom are still held. Swipe left for next video. A crucial question remains: can a two-state solution be achieved without cooperation from Israel and its ally, the United States? Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has opposed the two-state solution and rejected the meeting on nationalistic and security grounds. The United States has also boycotted the meeting, calling it unproductive and ill-timed. India has joined 120 nations calling for a two-state solution. These talks follow French President Emmanuel Macron's announcement at the United Nations General Assembly in September that France will formally recognize the state of Palestine. Recently, the UK's Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer extended his support but was quickly criticised by Netanyahu, who accused him of appeasing terrorists after Starmer stated that the UK would recognise Palestine unless Israel took urgent steps to end the war in Gaza. Latest vlogs.